expression matching. So for this problem, let's first try to understand the problem. We are giving an input string S at a pattern P. So P is just a pattern, and for this P, it has different combinations. So we're gonna implement regular expression matching with the support for dot and star. So dot gonna match any single characters. So in our case, so for all the characters, it's gonna be lowercase English letters. So this dot just means it can match any kind of lowercase English letters from A to Z. And this star means it can match 0 or more of the preceding elements. So let me just give an example. So we can use the second example. So S equals to AA, it's gonna be a string, but P gonna be a pattern. And this star just means it's gonna have a 0 or many preceding characters. The preceding character is A. It means it's gonna have 0A or many A. So it's gonna be true because this star can mean 2A. Yeah. So if this star, it can, so for this combination A and star, it can be an empty string, or it can be 1A, or it can be 2A, or it can be many A's. So since it can be 2A, so it's gonna be a true because that's gonna be one of the cases. So for the first example, S equal to AA, P equal to A, definitely it is wrong. So it's gonna be a false. So let's just check the third example. So for the third example, so as this star just means how many preceding characters. So since the preceding character is a dot, so it means it can be 2 dots. So S equal to AB and 2 dots. So for each one of the dot, it can be any kind of a lowercase English letters. So for the first dot, it can be A, and for the second dot, it can be B. So it's going to be a true. Yeah. So how can we solve the problem? Normally, if this is like a regular expression matching or some kind of a string matching problem, it's going to be a DP problem. And the easiest way to solve DP problem is by using DFS with memorization. But we need to find some S cases. So according to our problem, the string S and the string P. So let's just use some examples. So maybe the string S will be something like AA, AA. And what about the pattern P? The P can be something like A star and AA. Yeah. So how are we going to compare those two strings? So according to the description, so for the first character, if this is A, yeah. So from the beginning, we're going to take the first character from the string S and the pattern P. So for the first character, it is A. It means it is equal. It is okay. But we're going to continue to take the second character. This is A, this is a star. How are we going to compare that? Because according to the problem, the star means 0 or many preceding characters. It means 0 or 0A or many A's. So this means we cannot compare the characters one by one. If it is a star, we're going to combine them together. If it is not star, we can compare them one by one, like this A and this A. But if there is a star, we're going to combine them together and compare them together. So this is why this problem is going to be a little bit difficult. So let's just go back. So this means while we are comparing the characters, this A and this A from the pattern, they are equal, but we need to check if there's going to be a star. So if there's a star, we need to handle how we're going to handle this star. So for example, this is from the index I, and here is the index j. So from the beginning, I is 0 and j is 0 from here. So if they are equal, so this character A and this character A, they are equal. Yeah. So this means at this moment, we're gonna define a variable. We're gonna call it math. Yeah. But it's not a totally math. It means from here, there's a math with this character A and this character A. But it doesn't mean the string S and P is math. It doesn't mean that. It just means from this character A to this character A, there's gonna be a math. Now what are we gonna do? We have to check the next character. Yeah. So for the pattern, we have to check the pattern, the next character of this A. So if it is a star for this pattern, so it means we can have two solutions. So for one solution is that we're gonna have 0 A's. So this means this star means 0 preceding characters, 0 A's. This means we're gonna delete those A and star. So the new string gonna be AA. So we're gonna compare those 4A with those 2A. So this means I gonna be fixed and J gonna plus 2. Yeah. So for this situation, if there's a match or there's no match, so definitely we can use this solution. Yeah. So it's gonna be Fi to J plus 2. It doesn't matter if there's a match or not, but definitely this star can be an empty character. For this preceding character can be empty. So this means this 2A gonna compare with those 4A's. So this is one case. Another case is that if there is a match, so we're gonna use the match, and we're gonna use the match and combine with a function. So this means if it is a match and it can be many characters of A's. Yeah. So instead of shifting the index J, we're gonna shift the index I. So I, the match, and I plus 1. So this means this character A gonna be shifted to here. But since this star can mean one or many characters, so we're gonna fix the position of J. So this means J gonna be fixed. Yeah. So this is gonna be the solution. So definitely there are two cases. The first case is the match add Fi plus 1 to J. Another case is that from I to J, it can go to Fi to J plus 2. Yeah, so this means there are going to be 0 preceding characters. Another case, it can be one or many characters. This is I plus 1. But we cannot shift J because there is a star. We cannot shift that so easily. We have to shift the string S. Yeah. While we are shifting the string S, actually it means there are going to be well many characters, so it's going to be Fi plus 1 J. But at this moment, it must be a match. It means this character and this character A must be equal. It must be a match. I think this is just the difficult part of the problem. If we understand this, basically we can start coding. So we're going to use cas. This is going to be a DFS with memorization. So we're going to define DFS and I and J. I and J going to be the index of string S and P. So from the beginning, I and J going to be starting from 0. So finally, we're going to return DFS is 0 and 0. So the condition is that if I more than and equal to less n, it means it goes out of the range, and at the same time, the pattern also goes out of the range. The index of the pattern also goes out of the range if J is more than and equal to P. Yeah. So if both of them can go out of the range, it's going to be a true. Another case is that if the pattern goes out of the range, but the string S is okay, it didn't go out of the range. It means there's still some characters inside of the string, but we've already used up the pattern. So definitely it's going to be a false. Now we're going to define a variable. We're going to call it math. Yeah. So the math is just for checking those two characters. For example, from here, this A and this A, we are checking those two characters if there is a match. So how can we check that? So the condition is I going to be less than the length of the string, and it's going to be two cases. So as I can equal to pj. Another case is that pj, the pattern, can become a dot because the dot can be any kind of characters. Yeah. So this match is just means from here, those two characters, this A and this A, at this part, at the left part, there's a match. But we still need to check the right part. Yeah. So how can we check the right part? We need to use the pattern because we are not sure if there's a pattern or not. But just imagine there's going to be a pattern. If j plus 1 less than the length of the pattern, and the pattern j plus 1 gonna equal to the star, so we're gonna use this star. If there's no star, definitely we don't need that. If there is a star, so this means for the next position it's gonna be j plus 1 if there is a star, if j plus 1 is inside of the range. So we can return. There are going to be two cases. One case is the math at I plus 1. This means there are going to be one or many characters. It's going to be DFS I plus 1 to j. Yeah. So this is the match case. Another case, it doesn't matter if there's a match or not. So definitely it can be 0. This star means 0 preceding characters. So I going to be at the beginning. We will not set I, but j going to be plus 2. Yeah. Yeah, because j plus 1 is the star. This star means 0 characters. It's going to go to the next character. So it's going to be j plus 2. So finally, if everything's okay, we just need to return the match. It means, if there's a star, we're going to go to this part. But if there's no star, everything's going to be easy. It is just a match and the DFS. It's going to set to the next character, I plus 1 and j plus 1. But it always depended on the match. Yeah. So some cases, for example, A, B, C, D. And another one, the pattern is also A, B, C, D. And from here, A and A, there's a match. So what I left behind, match is true, and after that it's going to be DFS I plus 1, j plus 1. It's going to be this part and this part. We still need to compare that. Yeah. Now let me just run it to check if it works. Yeah, as you can see it works. Now let me just submit it. As you can see, the possible testing cases, and it's pretty fast. We are using a DFS with memorization, so the time complexity is going to be m times n. It's like 20 times 20. And the space complexity is going to be m times n as well. I think maybe the difficult part is to understand why here, if j is more than or equal to p, it's going to be a false. Maybe let's just use some examples. Maybe we're going to use a star and maybe a. So in this case, so for example, this star just means that there are going to be 0 preceding characters. So this means j from the beginning going to be 0. Now j going to becomes j plus 2. It means j going to goes out of the range. If j goes out of the range, so definitely it is a false. Yeah, let me find some maybe other examples. Yeah, maybe like this pattern, like there's a 4a and 3b. Definitely this a star can means 4a. Yeah, but what happens is after those 4a's, what's gonna be the position of j? So j will goes out of the range. Yeah, if j goes out of the range, but I is still here. This is I at this position b. So this means definitely it is not a match. So this is the case if j goes out of the pattern, out of the range, so we're going to return a false. But if I and j can, both of I and j can go out of the range, it means definitely it's going to be true. So the case is like we have 3a, a star. Yeah. So after that, I will goes out of the range and j will goes out of the range at the same time. So it's going to be true. I think that's all about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.